The first appearance of Cybertruck in Texas is here. It's real, and man, do people seem to love it. Oh, the biggest Tesla news of the week, part 2. I'm Brian. Welcome to my Tesla weekend. There was a very fun, fairly controversial tweet not that long ago, where noted Securities and Exchange Commission detractor Elon Musk tweeted, "Going to moon very soon," and some took that as a prediction of, stock things, the sort of thing the SEC would get very uptight about, until we saw SpaceX will launch Astrobotic lander to the moon with NASA's ice-sniffing Viper robot. And I tell you guys, if there's one thing faster than a Viper, it's a Tesla. The Boring Company's initial fare price for the Greater Las Vegas Loop have been released. Well, here's a quick map of Vegas. Let's zoom out some more. That's a big map. So the idea is, if you've ever been to Vegas, here's the airstrip, here's Mandalay Bay, Luxor, Excalibur, and kind of here is probably where you would end, around Bally's. High Roller is where the giant Ferris wheel is located. But it should extend up all the way to Sahara, to the Stratosphere, and beyond to Fremont Street, as well as over to Rio and around that direction. Fares should be around $10. And this is an amazing income opportunity, which I may cover in another video. It's kind of tough to find the hours. I'm not quite full-time yet, but I'm getting there. Fares are expected to be around $10 at most, with $5 to $6 depending on exactly what you need if it's a shorter trip. This may sound like a lot compared to, say, a bus ticket, but it's minutes instead of friggin' days, and a taxi ride for the same trip would be about $30, assuming you like being screamed at by a very sweaty man who I can only assume was drugged out of his mind based on the way he was screaming at all the other cars. If you've been to Vegas, you already know what I'm talking about. Noted EV enthusiast Elon Musk has tweeted, "Tesla AI/autopilot engineering is awesome, making excellent progress, solving real-world When can we expect AI Day? Probably late July. Others have speculated that this may be pushed out, like Cybertruck was, and other big days, but I don't think we'll see it until we can see what we're seeing. So if it ends up being September or December, I'm fine. AI is a challenge of a magnitude most of us, specifically me, can't easily comprehend. The first appearance of Cybertruck in Texas is here. It's real, and man, do people seem to love it. Apparently on Thursday, Elon made a surprise visit to Giga Austin, where the Cybertruck was on display for the workers to, check out and enjoy. It's kind of a cool beast, and they kind of loved it. So, that's cool. It's not the production model because it has door handles, and in this shot here, they appear to be sticking out, which is because the gentleman at the driver's side window presumably has a key in his pocket, and as any good beast will do, she presents. AutoTrader has published the best electric cars for 2021, and the list will not surprise you, except that it's in alphabetical order. Bit weird. Chevy Bolt EUV. Is that what it's going to look like? Kind of like it. Ford Mustang Mach-E. I don't know. Kona. Ioniq. Lincoln Aviator. Okay. Nissan Leaf. I don't know, man. It's tried and true, but it's more tried than true. RAV4 Pro. Well, that's a hybrid. We can't count that. ID4. XC40 Recharge. Wait, that's a V. We're running out of XC60 Wait. Where's Tesla? You're telling me not one Tesla car made the best electric cars for... Oh, AutoTrader. Now we know why Doug DeMuro despises the brand. Come on, guys. Reuters is reporting Spain to subsidize electric car sales with 800 million euros. And the Spanish government is going to be subsidizing electric car sales up to 7,000 per car. It's, you know, what all the cool kids are doing. Mercedes EV leaks are showing up like crazy, and I gotta say, I don't know, I don't hate it. It doesn't look like a Mercedes to me, but I'm more concerned with performance, sustainability, and, you know, overall transitioning to a green economy. So in that regard, I guess I like it. The amazing Sandy Munro has begun his teardown of the Volkswagen ID4, and there's way too many highlights to cover, so I'm just going to put the link in the description and tell you to watch them all. But what you can see here is there ain't no frunk. A huge thank you to my Patreons who get early access, a bonus content, an ad-free experience, and keep the channel running for as little as $1 a month. Welcome to Chris D and Ron Babcock at the very cool level. Very cool. And a reminder that I will do a Tesla tattoo reveal at 100 Patreons, so stay tuned for that. Yes, I have a Tesla tattoo, and no, you can't see it. Not yet, anyhow. Powerful battery systems from Braunschweig. VAG Components fires up the next production stage. VAG is a powerhouse when they put their mind to something, and they're apparently building another battery plant within Europe to provide storage for their many vehicles. I don't know, I hope it's not too little too late, but it kind of sounds like it. Up to 300,000 battery systems for plug-in hybrids in a couple years. Was kind of hoping for more, but it's a little bit. I guess I'll take it. Polestar expands EV lineup to 3 versions of the Polestar 2 electric fastback. Now I gotta say, the look is fine, maybe even great depending on your taste. They're adding new variants. They're basically kind of upgrading each of the offerings they've already had. It's, you know, great. It's a good car, apparently, bit heavy. Doug DeMuro does a great, I want to say, complimentary video or takedown, if you're me, of the Polestar. It's a fine car. It's a great first effort. I just like to see what they come up with next. Yamaha develops 496 horsepower motor for electric hypercars. It will help you build your prototype too. This is what we need. If you were alive in the 90s, there was a great supercar, a cheap piece of crap supercar called the Ford Taurus SHO. The show had a Yamaha power plant that made the thing come alive. Yamaha knows how to build motors, and in this case, they're doing it for EVs, so fantastic. Let's just do it. Washington State bans gas cars by 2030, the earliest in the US. My goodness, that's only 9 years from now, and that, if passed, if it actually comes to become a real thing, would be pretty ridiculous. And Washington is only a state of about 8 million, so it's not going to move the needle a whole lot, but it could push other states to join, and every bit helps. Can you imagine being a manufacturer and being entirely locked out of an entire state kinda forever? So this is good. This is good. GM to announce second U.S. battery plant in Tennessee with LG Chem. So if this was just a GM announcement, I would not be excited, but LG Chem knows what they're doing. They've been doing it for a long time, and if GM is going to move forward into an electric future, this is exactly what they need. So what did I miss or misunderstand? Leave me a drop shipment of your wisdom in the comments, and stay tuned, stay juicy, and I can't wait to hear from you clever robots sooner than even I would expect.